tip your hat and say thank you and take your home run.
Well, Justin Camp has had some good days in an Auburn uniform. This was not one of them.
Well, beautiful swing. Tell you what, Brent Rooker, they don't come much better than that, my friend.
The Bulldogs have batted around already here in the second, and there's still only one out in the inning. And Auburn has to make a premature call to the bullpen and bring out Gordon Cardenas, a 5'10 junior from Manhattan Beach, California.
Yeah, Gordon has been a guy that's been a midweek reliever most of the year for Auburn, has pitched well enough that he's kind of earned some weekend time. Not an overpowering fastball, going to get a little run out of it in the mid-80s usually, and a pretty good slider. Look at that slider, first pitch.
Tough day for the senior Justin Camp. Defense let him down a little bit early on in this inning. And then the Mississippi State bats were just too lethal from that point on. Nasty pitch as Robson tied up in knots. Robson got this whole thing started with what seemed to be a harmless single. The very next batter was the man on deck, Ryan Gridley, and he hit one sharply to third, and Hecker threw it away. And you had another ball hit by Marrero that could have been a double play. Instead, Buenteo had it bounce off the backhand. Ground ball to second. Gray is there. 2 gone. See, watch Robson here. Gabe, we've seen a couple guys do this year. He moves up in the batter's box, and you see that right foot, by the time he swings through, is actually on the chalk.
Yeah, he moved up pre-pitch, and that's one thing I got on that. Maybe if you're really expecting a breaking ball, you move up and you kind of close the distance on where it can, or how far it can break.
Little pop up on the infield. Buenteo puts it away, and finally the third out of the inning after the Bulldogs played 8 runs.
So the air got it started. High throw from Damon Hecker. And then the bats finished it. Gavin Collins bullet over the wall. And then Brent Rooker, Oppo Taco.
There's another look at Wes Johnson, the new pitching coach, replacing longtime pitching coach for the Bulldogs, Butch Thompson, guy who really made his name at Dallas Baptist. And if you've been following college baseball the last few years, you know how that's been one of the unsung programs in the country. During his tenure at Dallas Baptist, they made it to 3 NCAA regionals, and Wes Johnson had 14 pitchers drafted. Tremendous story that Dallas Baptist has been one of those kind of hidden treasures in college baseball, and he was a big part of it. So when you can follow up a Butch Thompson with a Wes Johnson, that was one of the things John Cohen was talking to us about before the game, that they've been real fortunate in that area.
Yeah, he was effusive in his praise of both men. Kept saying over and over again about his belief that Butch Thompson would get Auburn's baseball program where it needed to be. But in the same breath, how good Wes Johnson was doing. You see a weak ground ball to Buenteo at first. Yeah, but Wes Johnson has come in and really kind of made a seamless transition this year for Mississippi State. Their pitching staff, obviously a big reason why they are going to be a national seed unless something weird happens down the stretch.
I liken pitching coaches at this level It's kind of like you could be a great head coach in college football. If you don't have an offensive coordinator that knows how to draw up some plays, you're going to be in trouble. I mean, it's an extremely important role to any staff at this level. And we've got some great pitching coaches in this league. I know they're having a rough year this year, but Coach Jordan over there at Arkansas.
Been so good for so many years.
Jerry Myers at South Carolina. Golf to right, and making a running grab is Ebert. Nice play by the Auburn right fielder. Ebert almost had his second extra base hit.
Ebert has played a lot of different positions in his career. Nice running stab. Took a good angle. Didn't have to adjust right at the last minute. Was a second baseman as a freshman. Played left a little bit after that. Played right where he is now. Has come back and played some second base earlier this year. Now back out in right field again. Very versatile in what he does. Ball
was off the bat of John Holland, who's 1 for 2. Back to the top with Jake Mangum, who had an RBI double his last time up. Rockets one to left field. Spinning and making the catch is Bergreen. And a much-needed 1-2-3 inning for the Auburn pitching staff. 8-2 our score. Bullies up big thanks to a big second inning.
Well, Auburn got it started for the Bulldogs with an error, and then, boy, the bats just took over. Gavin Collins hit a bullet out to left, and a big opposite field home run from Brent Rooker really capped the inning at 8 runs. It was just it's an inning to forget for Auburn, and the process of trying to chip away has started.
And it started with a new pitcher, of course, Cardenas, who came in the game and only threw 7 pitches in the 3rd inning. He'd love to have another economical 4th inning here. Kruger, Lowe, and Collins up to bat for the Bulldogs. 2, 3, 4 in the order. Kruger 1 for 2. He singled in the 2nd. Swing and a miss. Chase that one outside. 2-2. The former Oregon Duck, Jack Kruger, was recruited by Indiana, Baylor, UConn, Liberty. Went to Oregon, went to Orange Coast College, a JUCO, and then wound up in Starkville. And he's got something, Gabe Gross, you don't. And I don't get to say that often because you're a multifaceted individual.
Lay it on me.
He claims to be an excellent juggler.
You know what? You underestimate me. If we need to get on camera to prove that you underestimate me, I'm good on that one. Yeah.
My goodness. You're the kid that everybody hated because you were naturally good at everything. Either that or you're the new most interesting guy in the face of the earth.
I can't say that I can juggle more than 3 items, but I can juggle 3 items.
Wow. 2-2 popped up in the air, right center. Ebert is there. One gone for Nathaniel Lowe, who has hit the ball hard twice with success. A double to left and an RBI single to left.
Gordon Cardenas really charged right now. First of all, you try to keep it at 8 runs and see if your offense can mount a charge. But really, I would say as important as that is, eat innings.
That's exactly what he's doing now. Picking up outs and picking them up in a hurry.
Save your bullpen. Allow guys to be fresh for Sunday. If you're not able to make this comeback, that you can go out and try to steal a win on Sunday and salvage something from this series. Now, if you can hold them at 8 runs and you get a couple guys on and somebody runs into one here and get it close, and that's kind of the cherry on top. But mainly, he needs to be out here pitching in the 6th or 7th inning and allow everybody else to rest and get ready for tomorrow if the offense doesn't make a charge.
The Bulldogs have 8 hits in this game, none bigger than the one supplied by the man at the plate, who hit a 3-run homer to left his last time up. Part of that 8-run second inning. Gavin Collins. It was his 9th home run of the season to lead the team. You know, we've got an organ player here at Plainsman Park today. Do you know who that guy is?
I do not know who that is.
Well, I don't know who he is either.
Very talented organ
but
player.
he is talented, and I picked up on what he just did. So we've got Gavin Collins at the plate, and he was just playing Phil Collins music as Gavin walked up there. These are the little things you pick up on in a 6-run game.
Just what makes you above average play-by-play guy, my friend.
You're too kind. Thank you.
All about the things you pick on. A little above average for you.
Oh, my. That's the biggest compliment you've given me all year. Slightly above average. Sky to deep left center field. Greer looking up and makes the catch, pressed up against the wall. Back to back. 1, 2, 3 innings for Cardenas. Auburn still trailing it 8-2. Bulldogs 8, Tigers 2. Mike Morgan, Gabe Gross with you, joined by Dakota Hudson, the hero of last night's contest, throwing a complete game shutout. And Dakota, your coach has talked about a few weeks ago, you're probably having some bad luck. You weren't pitching poorly, but you weren't getting wins, and now all of a sudden you've rattled off 4 straight. What has been the difference?
I felt like the first 2 wins I got on the streak a little bit was I had some offensive help behind me with LSU and Alabama. So, in the past 2 weekends, I just felt like I've been able to go out there and made a few adjustments in the bullpen and be able to build off that.
And Dakota, one of the pitches that you developed that really kind of gives you, I feel like, an edge and really a difference is the cutter. And talking with Butch Thompson, said that was something y'all developed when you went to the bullpen last year. Talk about how that pitch has really helped you.
Yeah, it's been huge for me, actually, just going throughout the year last year and everything. It's kind of taken my game from one thing to another. Coach T obviously helped me develop it with him and Wes Johnson. And it just kind of built something into something else.
Your teammate just built something right there. He just built himself a multi-home run game. Brent Rooker rocking that one toward the scoreboard in left center after hitting a solo blast in the 3rd inning as well. Tell us what's gotten into Brent Rooker.
I feel like he's just seeing the ball well right now. He's made a few adjustments at the plate, and he's really starting to come into his own.
Well, I tell you what, I heard a quote I've said a couple times this year. Paul O'Neill said he had his best years in the big leagues when he looked for a fastball down the middle and didn't miss it. And Brent Rooker did miss that one right there.
Oh, no, he's seeing it well right now.
We're talking with Dakota Hudson, the Friday night starter for Mississippi State. Dakota, let's talk big picture in terms of this team and what is it about this Bulldog team that nationally speaking did not have high expectations coming in but has played so well this year. What is it about this team that is kind of above and beyond the numbers?
I feel like just whenever you go into it and you look into it on how we were last year and just seeing how guys kind of held a grudge on what we were doing, we just coming into it, we all just take it a game at a time and have fun with what we're doing. So it's just a different team, I feel like.
Certainly has been thus far, trying to pick up your 17th conference win of the season. And we've been talking so much big picture stuff about what's at stake and possibility of a national seed. Be honest, to you guys, when you're taking those long bus trips or you're back just sitting around in the dugout during a rain delay, what have you, do you guys talk about kind of the big picture stuff?
Yeah, we do a thing before the year starts every year, and we give team speeches, the returners do. And a lot of the guys were talking about Omaha before we even started this year. So, it's definitely a goal, and it's something we keep in our mind. But right now I feel like it's kind of on the back end of things and everything that we're trying to do.
If I said, what is your RPI, would you have any idea?
I have no clue.
That's honesty right there.
And that's a good thing.
Trust me, it's good. So that's all you need to know.
That's a good thing. You know, what in your mind, what does it say? You talked about guys. They were talking about Omaha right from the jump, and you're coming off an 8-win conference year last year, and the confidence you guys have in each other and as your program.
I just like as we go, I guess. Just how we're approaching the game, just taking it a little bit at a time. We don't really look into the big picture. Just the small things really are, I feel like, is what keeping us so focused and keeping us to where we're consistently driving for the next win.
A walk to Robson brings up Ryan Gridley. We were talking, Dakota, about your new pitching coach, Wes Johnson. Tell us a little bit about him. What has he brought to the table?
I mean, Wes Johnson, he's a little bit of a spark in the dugout, you know. I mean, just everything he does, I feel like builds and breeds confidence in what we're doing as a pitching staff. And I feel like just being able to be with him, and a lot of guys have developed, and especially like me and a few other guys who are working, we've really turned the page, I feel like. But just the development aspect of the game, and just being able to just come back in the dugout no matter what. I feel like he's always the same guy, good or bad outing.
Well, you've been the same guy this year, which has been good throughout this season. Dakota, thank you so much for the time.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Dakota.
You got it. New pitcher for Auburn coming up, 9-2 Bulldogs.